right, let's go. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome into the local sports pod. It is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. To those of you who did not have the chance to join us back in December, back a couple of weeks ago with the boys. The girls last time was back in December. Happy New Year to you all. 2026 is here. The girls haven't joined us since just before Christmas. They've been very busy. They were on the road most of the month, from the middle of December right up until just after the New Year. We'll get into that a little bit quickly. We want to take time to thank our sponsors, as always. Our season sponsors, RL Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, Sacco Chiropractic, our sponsor for our segment, which is usually Player of the Game. We changed it up a little at the request of Coach Gav. He is not with us this evening. We'll get to that in a little bit. But sponsor on Coach Gav's Unsung Heroes of the episode. Big thanks to our good friends at Barbush Automotive and BLB Auto Sales. And our Showtime sponsor, our special Showtime sponsor for this episode, American Anthracite, the Atlantic Carbon Group. We'll get into that once we get into our sponsorships a little bit later and give them their time as well. At this point, the girls are on a big time high. They are 16-1. I did that right. 7-0 in total control of the Wyoming Valley Conference Division One. A lot of big wins before the holiday, over the holiday break. We're going to get into all that. Joining me tonight in the hot seat, my good friend, Coach Danny Rogers. He is one of the assistants. Coach Gav unable to join us tonight, but that's okay. We press on. And as you can see, we're not at our usual spot when we do the girls. We're usually in the team room. Good thanks to Alyssa Shamani. She has a nice area set up in the locker room first. We've all gotten sent to the principal's office. I'm not sure what the heck we did, but thanks to Mariah Marolo's dad, right? No, Kayla Lagoe's dad, I'm sorry. We are coming to you live from the principal's office at Maple Manor. So big thanks to our friends here in the school district allowing us to be able to come in and do the show. The girls actually practice here, the last couple of nights, right? Yep. So there's been some big things going on over at the high school. I know there's a wrestling match tonight. The reason we got sent to the principal's office is there's Maple Manor middle school game as well tonight too. So here we are. Coach Rogers, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. We have the girls with us. We're going to get into them right away. Again, as I mentioned in the open, Coach Gav's Unsung Heroes of the episode. We're in episode 5. And that is brought to you by Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, located at 299 Route 924 out in Harley, Hazel Township. Give us a call. We do it all is their motto. Please give them a call at 570-454-7571. On the auto sales side, 570-861-8393. Both locations on the same site. Big thanks to Brian and staff. You have the automotive side, all your repairs, all your inspections. The weather has just not been in our favor, especially we had a warm spell there in the beginning of January. Now we're all freezing to death. All kinds of things, radiator hoses, whatnot. For all your repairs, check out the automotive side, 570-454-7571. Maybe your car got you down and it's just not good for you right now, or you're looking to get rid of the one that you have. Located again, as I mentioned, on the same premises, BLB Auto Sales. You can visit them Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8 to 12. Or if visiting in person is not your forte, you can check out their entire inventory at www.barbushautomotive.com, or just give them a call at 570-861-8393. Give us a call. We do it all. Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, 299 Route 924, Harley in Hazel Township. So as you can see, we have 3 of the Lady Cougar team members with us here this evening, playing a very important part of this team for quite a couple of years, as we have 2 juniors and a senior. I'll get to that in a sec. Usually we call this the player of the game. Obviously, during football season, as we do, we can do it every week due to basketball season, and I'm basically playing just about every other night. We put it into the episode MVP. Coach Gavin made the suggestion that we change it to Coach Gav's Unsung Heroes. This way, it's able to recognize the members of the team, and as we have 2 more shows left, we should be able to get to them. We'll start here to my left, your right on the big TV screen. We have Kayla Lagoe. She is a senior forward, right? Coach Rogers, you want to tell us a little bit about Kayla?
Sure.
She can.
Sure, absolutely. So first of all,
yeah,
thank you for putting this together and getting our girls some exposure in that. We appreciate all the community support, especially our sponsors in that. But getting back to Kayla, Kayla's been a multi-year starter for us. She's one of the best defenders that we have. When somebody's going off on us, one of the opponents are going off on us, sometimes we'll go to a box of 1 or something like that. We'll say, Kayla, you take this girl out of the game. She's done a terrific job of doing that. Could hit the open shot when she has the open shot available. Has many threes for us this year. And more so than that, she's just a really good senior leader and doing a lot of good things both on and off the court, which doesn't go noticed by everybody, but it definitely goes noticed by the coaching staff. So she's doing a great job for us, and we don't expect anything differently from her for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, Kayla, your thoughts? This is your big moment. We talked about it, right?
Yeah, this season's going good so far. I mean, we have a pretty competitive schedule, and then good couple of games coming up next. So Crestwood, Dallas. So
How do you feel your play's been for the year? You guys wanted to know big questions. I pulled surprises. They hate me now worse. How do you feel your season's going personally?
I think it's going pretty good so far. I mean,
Our goals.
yeah, I mean, we have well, last year, a couple of our goals we want to get this year, like winning the state championship, same thing, conference, district. Don't get defeated, but I mean, we lost for Big Catholic, so that was a pretty good team. So
Kayla, always tough inside. All right, Coach Rogers, we'll move on now. The lady in the middle, the spokesman. She's only a junior, ladies and gentlemen. She is a guard. Let's say hi to our next recipient of Coach Gav's Unsung Heroes, Mariah Marolo. Tell us a little bit about her.
So Mariah is she's the energizer for this team, right? So whenever in practice, in the games, if the coaching staff sees the girls aren't really moving well or doing this or not like locked in, we immediately go to Mariah. Come on, Mariah, let's go. Let's get everybody going. She leads by example. She's very vocal, which honestly every team needs that. You don't always have to lead being vocal, but it's always nice to have someone that is that vocal person. And honestly, Mariah's that vocal person on our team. She has been for the last couple of years. Really, really hard worker, and just doing a great job for us both on the offensive side and the defensive side. So Mariah's having a good year, and we would expect nothing less than to finish the year strong. Knowing the type of kid Mariah is, she'll bring it every day.
She's a fireball in the court. Mariah, it's your moment. Tell us about it, your season. What do you think?
It's awesome to be with this team. We all work hard. We come every day, and with these 3 next games, they're pretty big, so we're excited. We're just in the gym working every day, and it's great to have 18 girls that work hard, just like every one of you. So our practice is just as hard as the game, if not harder. So that's what's pushing us harder and with this great record.
You've come a long way in this program. It's give us your personal thoughts on just your season alone and how things are going for you.
I think it's going great. I think having the girls behind me, knowing that they're pushing to get me better and I'm pushing to get them better is helping. So yeah.
There you have it. Junior guard, Mariah Marolo. Finally, saved the best for last. She's a senior. She's a forward as well. Miranda Chapella, congratulations, Coach Rogers.
Yeah, absolutely. So Miranda brings it. She comes to practice every day, prepared. She's been doing all the right things for us. She's very consistent. At practice, hustling, doing all the little things. She's playing behind a couple players, but when she's in there, she's giving everything she has, and I would expect nothing different. She had her opportunity, and the last game, maybe, I think you started, Miranda, 2 out of the last 3 games.
Right.
And, really seized their opportunities there. And I'm very proud of Miranda. She always holds herself, with class and says the right things and does the right things. And she's a really good person.
Miranda, your thoughts?
I'm thankful for like the opportunities I get, So it's really nice, and all the team just like hyping me up, getting me ready. So it's great. Yeah.
Your thoughts on your senior season and where you stand at this point? I know we have a couple more games to go.
Like they said, the next few games are going to be tough, but we have awards, and we all look forward to getting them and getting everyone better. Like we have hustle, and it's like who's getting the most steals, and we have this one. It's like who's making better. And it's like all about assists and scoring. And I just think like we all want to like make everyone better and just look good on the court. So.
Awesome. That is great. Well-spoken teammates, well-spoken coach. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, sure.
But once again, we want to say congratulations to our Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, Coach Gav's unsung team heroes, chosen by Coach Gav and staff, yourself, Lisha Shamani, who runs the whole show here. We want to say congratulations to Kayla Lagoe, Mariah Morello, Miranda Chapella. You guys got a big game tomorrow night, so get out. You can leave. You're free. I know it's Kayla's dad's office, but it's time to go. Great job, guys. Thank you so much. So we're going to sit down now and talk a little bit about where we left off with the last episode. You and I. Last time I got to talk to Coach Gav and get together with everybody was the 17th of December. Had a couple of games in there, getting ready, obviously, for conference games and then the Boardwalk Classic. First up after that was trips out to up to Wyoming Valley West and also up against Pittston. But obviously 2 big wins, put you well in place in the conference. Thought the team played really well. I don't know where you guys were on those 2 games as well.
On the Wyoming Valley West game, just the other night.
No, this was before we.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're right. Before the holiday break there, we had Wyoming Valley West and Pittston. Both, very competitive teams. We have some history with them, so we scouted them well. Kind of, knew what to expect a little bit with those teams. But they were very good primers, for us to get ready for the Boardwalk Classic down in Wildwood, which the team was really excited to participate in this year. The last bunch of years, probably the last 10 to 15 years, the team has been participating in the Punxsutawney Christmas tournament.
Right, that's a long way out there.
Yeah, it's about three and a half hours away.
Gav gave us stories about going to Punxsutawney for years, and when we were in Wildwood.
Yeah, absolutely. But we chose to go down to the Wildwood Boardwalk Classic this year, and
as Coach had mentioned, the Boardwalk Classic, Lady Cougars broke for the Christmas holiday, and then we all went on the road just before the New Year, the 28th and 29th of January. The Lady Cougars were invited to take a change and head to the shore instead of up to the mountains of Pennsylvania. We did get a good look at the ocean. Nobody went to the ocean, right? First day out in the Boardwalk Classic, and mentioned that the Boardwalk Classic is one of the biggest co-ed basketball tournaments in the United States. Always played during and over the Christmas holiday. They bring in teams from all over to play one another. Some in tournament form, but others similar to what the guys did the other afternoon, last Saturday afternoon down in Reading. Just bigger teams playing against bigger teams. And your first matchup when we got up there on Sunday was Padua Academy from the Delaware, great state of Delaware.
Yeah, sure. So when we saw the schedule, we had Padua on the first day of the shootout, if you will, and then on the second day we had Germantown Academy. So we were really excited to play both of them. Did a little history on Padua. It's a very good program out of Delaware, out of the state of Delaware. So we're really excited to see them, see different competition. and they played with us for a while, and then I think we wore them down a little bit over time, and the second half really pulled away. But it was good. It's always nice to see different competition and work on different things in that outside of your league and
Right,
against different
yeah, it's get you ready for
Yeah.
tournament time too as well. Next day, Coach Rogers, an early game, we had 1 o'clocker before we got out of Dodge, so to speak, against a really good team that plays almost as you would like a Notre Dame type of schedule for football. Germantown Academy out of the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, sure. So they participate in like the private league down in suburbia of Philadelphia. Very, very good school, academic school, very good basketball program, a long history of their basketball program. So again, we were very excited to play them. And they're having a good year. They play a very tough schedule. And, we knew that they were going to be very good. And they were. They were as advertised. Again, I thought we played a really good game. I thought we played well. At the time, I think Alexis wasn't feeling 100% in that
Right.
game. However, she had a monster performance in the second half of that game, and as did a few of our other players naturally. And Caitlin, I think, really scored well in both of those games. Shot the ball well, but the whole team, we ran really hard. We looked good. And we knocked Germantown Academy off. We wore them down and pulled away at the end of that game too. But again, really, really good. And the goal of that whole shootout was to get us prepared, not only for the Wyoming Valley Conference, the remainder of the conference, but then
What goes
also
beyond.
for postseason.
Right, right.
I think our coaching staff, Alyssa and Coach Gavin, agree that I think we got out of that shootout what we wanted.
Yeah, I really well played game both days by the team. Once they took control over Purdue, as you had mentioned, it but Germantown was a little tough,
Yeah.
Some big scorers on that team, but girls were able to pull away in the fourth quarter and pretty much pull out a really nice trip. We all took down to Wildwood. We had a lot of fun along with the business at hand, and it was just a good get together and a good way to kind of take it in between Christmas and New Year's. Coach,
If I may, could I just interrupt one second? So the girls, we went out the one night we were down there, we took them for a nice Italian dinner and that, and the girls had a lot of fun, and it was a lot of little team bonding off the court. But from what I understand, that, we weren't the only ones that ate well down there. I understand you guys ate pretty well down there too. Is that true?
Oh, yes, we did. We weren't in town maybe an hour, and we visited we visited one of the I guess the staples, as I always say, of the area of the restaurants. Johnny Longhot's cheesesteaks galore.
I heard.
I was so excited. I actually spilled my drink almost over each and every one of our broadcast colleagues.
Got my shoe.
We'll discuss that later once they come on camera. Of course, you can hear them off camera already. I should just bring them in. But we did okay. We visited another place in Philadelphia. One of our broadcast colleagues is from Delaware County. Diner type setting, but great hamburgers, great cheeseburgers. We ate at the restaurant. All of us, we had a good breakfast the next morning. So you guys did the Italian place.
Yeah.
Was there a little karaoke?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. There's live entertainment, and the owner of the restaurant, really, we worked with her ahead of time.
Mhm.
And she said, "Oh, where are you from?" We said Hazleton, PA, and we didn't think anything of it. Well, when we walked in, the live entertainment said, "Oh, let's hear it for the Hazleton Lady Cougars," and it was really, really nice. And then there's some after dinner entertainment, and a couple of the girls got up and were dancing along with a few of our coaches. So it was a really nice time, and that's really what you want to get out of those trips like that, is a little team bonding. So
And
it's more than just playing
The
basketball.
cool thing about it was even after that, everybody came back to the restaurant.
Yeah.
At the hotel where we all stayed as well. And some of the girls were playing, was it Uno?
Yeah, I'm playing Uno and some
We all got
card
to
games and that. Yeah.
just get together. Gav started telling his stories for like hours at a time. I think it was the whole football game.
Oh yeah.
Sunday night football was going on. So all in all, the Wildwood trip for this team and this school and everyone involved with this program, it was just an overall fantastic time. And the girls actually played as well, and played really well.
Yeah.
Coach, as I mentioned, after I saw you guys last with the show, back in the middle of December, just before Christmas, you did not step in the McGeehan gym at all, except for practice. As things continued, as I mentioned on the road, league games came up at Crestwood and at Dallas, not too many days after we got back from Wildwood.
Yeah, sure. So, first we played Crestwood up at Crestwood.
And that was a biggie.
Yeah, and we knew it. I mean, honestly, they have been one of our biggest rivals, if you will, the last couple of years, and I anticipate that not changing in the next couple of years. They're very talented.
It's always going to be a big one.
Yeah, they're very talented. They've been playing together for a while. They have one girl coming back, Kira Doherty, coming back from an injury, a serious injury from last year, and add in a couple really good players, and Hiller and Gallagher and Beanie and Jordan Andrews. They have Skolarski coming off the bench. Really good team. So we went up there knowing that that's a tough environment to play in. They really promoted that game really, really well. The place was packed, and
we were like sardines.
Yes. But I'll tell you, it was really good because that was almost like a playoff atmosphere.
It was,
and that's what the girls need. That's what the girls need to see and see how they react. And I thought we reacted really, really well. We jumped them a little bit, got up on them, but in typical Crestwood fashion, they keep fighting and fighting and kept chipping away and got it down to maybe I think they got it down to maybe an 8 or a 9 point game, and then we ended up winning, I think, by 10. But we were happy. We were happy to go in there and play the way that we did. Now, don't get me wrong. There's things that we could have cleaned up and need to clean up. And, towards the end of the game, we got a little sloppy with the ball and that. But that's going to happen playing the way we play in that. But, we were really happy to get in there and get out of there with the
2 nights later, and it didn't get any easier, right? Rolled it into, up
Dallas.
the line there, and
Yeah.
The Dallas Lady Mountaineers.
Yeah, so interesting. The last few years, we've obviously ended our season last year 28-1 with one loss at Perkiomen Valley, which ended up winning the state championship. And the year prior, we lost to Cardinal O'Hara, which ended up winning the state championship. But in that year, we also lost a couple regular season games, one to Crestwood and one to Dallas. So they're really the two local teams, the only local teams that have beaten us over the last 2.5 years. So we knew what to expect out of Dallas as well. And Dallas also had another player coming back from a serious injury last year, Molly Walsh, and she's tough. She, her
One of the best players in the
Yeah.
Wyoming Valley
her
Conference.
sophomore year, I think she was named Player of the Year in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and she's tough. So again, we were excited to see that opponent in Dallas and see Molly back on the court. And we took that as a challenge, and I thought our girls, again, responded pretty well. We got up on them, jumped them a little bit, and wore them down over time. But, in typical Dallas fashion, they kept fighting, and, got it down to maybe 15 or that towards the end of the game. I think we ended up winning by 17. But again, tough game, and that's what we like. We like to see that. And we feel strongly that they're the type of games that are going to make us better for, hopefully, a deeper run into the state playoffs.
Yeah, Coach, and then again, things don't get any easier. A couple days later on a Saturday afternoon, the matinee style, Coatesville, down in Coatesville.
Yeah. So again, if you look at our schedule compared to maybe 3 years ago,
Another non-conference game as well.
we've really added some really tough competition, and we wanted a District 1 opponent. So we found Coatesville that was willing to play us a couple years. Last year we played them. They came up here and played us, and now we went down there and played us. We've upped our schedule by bringing Emmaus, one of the best teams in the East Penn Conference up here. We've gone to the Boardwalk Classic. We're going to the shootout up in Scranton. So we tried to upgrade our schedule, and Coatesville was part of that plan. So we drove, 2 hours and 15, 20 minutes on the bus. Again, a little bit of a playoff environment. It's a Saturday afternoon game. We went down there. They're quick. They're real quick. They ran up and down, and that's how we like to play. So it was a little bit of a track meet for a while. But at the end of the day, I think we wore them down a little bit, and really happy. I thought we played really, really well in that Coatesville game. Executed well. took advantage of some of our size and quickness in that, and the girls responded well. So that was a good game.
Yeah, a couple days later, still on the road, coach. But obviously a big win in Berwick.
Mhm.
And then finally back home on the 14th. And a really big night is Alexis Reinwald scores a 1,000-point. Just a big game against Wilkes-Barre that night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we know the coach at Wilkes-Barre very well. Does a very good job with that Wilkes-Barre program. Has a very good player in Underwood, and we knew that, and she still scored on us. So my point is, she's very good. But I thought we played well. Had a good night. We've been shooting the ball really, really well. You look at our statistics over the course of the last couple of games, we've been shooting almost 60% from the floor. That's a really, really high average for a high school girls basketball team. But anyway, we played well against Wilkes-Barre, and it was really good to see Alexis, get a individual achievement. Even though we're all about team, and if the team keeps winning, personal recognition is going to come with that. But it was really good to see Alexis get some personal
Second
recognition.
1,000-point scorer this year. Obviously, Caitlin Bendis earlier on in the year.
Yeah.
A junior. And Alexis now getting hers.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's only, X amount of players in school history that's achieved that goal. I think it's 10, it's around 10. I should know that, but anyway, to get two in the same year, and for two of these girls that, work extremely hard, both during the season and extremely hard in the off season. It was really good to see.
And in her senior season
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
So it's pretty awesome.
So it was really, really good to see Alexis get that. And, obviously Caitlin earlier in the year.
Yeah, big win. It looks back home here. And then last Friday night, another non-conference coming in, Emmaus.
Yeah. So we've been watching Emmaus a little bit. They had a fantastic year last year. They ended up winning East Penn. They got knocked out in their districts, but they had a really, really good year. I think they were like 22-3 at one time, and we were one of their losses last year. We jumped them a little bit down at Emmaus, and we played really well and beat them. So we're expecting a battle when they came here this year. And again, they're having a very good year. One of the best teams out of East Penn. I think they're in second place right now in the East Penn. And, they came up here on a Friday night, and I think we were ready for them. So I think we played them really well, shot the ball well again, ran, and I think we wore them down. And I don't think our pace is I don't think our pace of play is common to a lot of these out.
I really don't think they
Yeah.
recognize the speed
No.
and just the level.
Yeah. And we like that. We like that because when we play competition that we don't know from some of these other conferences, it's good to see what we can do against different styles of play.
Right.
They might want to come up and play a little bit of more of a half-court offense or that, and we try to dictate. We try to dictate the tempo, and so far it's been working for us.
I think I mentioned to Coach Gav, I don't know if it was in Wildwood or the last time we actually met on the show. A lot of these games, they're either coming in or you're going in, and they're playing the Lady Cougars game.
Yeah.
Whether it's in their house or in our house.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, dictation is a big thing.
Absolutely.
Finally, we get to last night, Coach Rogers. Another conference win, traveling up the lineup, 81 in Wyoming Valley West.
Yeah, so our girls played very well. Sophia Benio did not play. She twisted her ankle a little bit and just was getting looked at in that. So we thought err on the side of caution, and we kept Sophia out, recognizing that we got a lot of tough games. Not saying that last night wasn't a tough game.
We're going to get into that shortly. We even have two more analysts that are going to help.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, we went up to Wyoming Valley West, and the girls played very well. And girls like Miranda Chappelle, started for us last night and really took advantage of her opportunities, played well. We had Addie Fritz come off the bench, played well. All of her.
Transferred from MMI,
Yeah,
right?
or from Marion.
I'm sorry, Marion. She's really getting her feet under her, I think, as well.
Yeah, she is.
In style of play. It's a big difference between the Wyoming Valley Conference type of play and Cougar League.
Yeah, it is. There's a little bit of an adjustment, kind of learning our system and things of that nature. But she's playing with a lot of confidence right now and contributing very well. And, just has really done all the right things since she came here. And it's nice to see that PIAA recognized, her issues and made her eligible. At the end of the day, it's about the kids. And
It's definitely to have that good extra big as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but, yeah, it was good to get out of Wyoming Valley West last night with the victory.
Yeah, well, there you have it, guys. They're rolling. We're going to get into just as soon as I get through the sponsors here. We may have to wake Paul Bow up, but we'll get to our sponsors because without them, we could not bring our content to you as we do every week during the football season, select dates here throughout the basketball season. And it's been actually a challenge with basketball again. Football was our first. This is our first basketball, and we can't thank the Lady Cougars staff, Alicia Shamani, and Coach Brogan and the boys, again, Alicia Shamani, because she kind of helps put this whole thing together. And I've texted her so many times, probably since like before Halloween, and I'm becoming a tax write-off, and she's probably ready to kill me. But without our sponsors, as I mentioned them at the top of the show, we definitely couldn't do this at all. Quickly, we'll start with R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating. Randy Marchetti, one of my dearest and dearest friends forever. R.L. Marchetti Plumbing and Heating, serving the area for over 110 years. Emergency service, again, I talked about bar bushes. We're going from cold. We had a warm spell, as I mentioned, in the beginning of January. We're back to the cold weather again. Snow's coming. We're not even going to talk about that S word. But the boilers can act up. The heaters cannot act right. The water boilers can act up. It can just end up being a total mess. Emergency service is one of the big specialties at Marchetti Plumbing and Heating. But you can also schedule those needs as well. Feel free to give them a call at 570-455-7335. Randy, staff, and crew is ready to serve you. Emergency service wise within a considerable amount of time from the phone call. And obviously you can schedule at the office, again, serving the greater Hazleton area and beyond for over 110 years. RL Marchetti Plumbing and Heating. Want to take time and thank our next season sponsor, Sacco Chiropractics. Stop living in pain and start living in health is one of their big mottos. Located at 1730 East Broad Street here in Hazleton. They are known as the best of chiropractic care in Hazleton, better known as Cutting Edge Pain Relief. You see their logo located on your television screen. If you get it on your phone or on your computer or maybe even on your smart TV, you can blow that code up. Make an appointment by scanning your phone with that. Don't even have to pick up the phone, or you can just do it the old-fashioned way and give them a call at 570-497-4150. Four of the best chiropractic doctors you'll ever meet. Dr. Scott Sacco, owner proprietor, Dr. Brandon Augustine, Dr. Michael Palermo, and Dr. T.J. Stepansky. Three of those doctors I have been a patient of, and soon to be again as I'm having some issues. They will go to the ends of the earth for you and give you the best chiropractic care you can ask for. Again, stop living in pain, start living in health, make an appointment. Call today, hours Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6, Fridays, 8 to 5. That's Sacco Chiropractic, 1730 East Broad Street here in Hazleton. Give them a call, 570-497-4150. Quickly, we're going to have some special guests coming in here. Firos Funeral Services Incorporated, they are the sponsor of our crossover, as I will be bringing my guest in to join Coach Rogers and myself here in a minute. Since 1892, located at 26 West 2nd Street here in Hazleton. Director Jeffrey Firo. Funeral director and supervisor, Andrew Piskel. Again, very good friends. Everything you see within this broadcast and the content we put out for you, these are close personal friends that believe in what we're doing for our community, for our schools, for our kids, for our student athletes, for everyone involved with those programs. They are there the second I pick up the phone. 570-454-1561 is their phone number. When that family is in that time of need, these are the fine folks to call. Again, Funeral Services our presenting sponsor for our crossover, which we'll get to in a minute, located at 26 West 2nd Street here in Hazleton, 570-454-1561. Big thanks to a first-time Showtime sponsor. We usually have them every week in football. They were one of the few that came forward. Big thanks to our good friends at American Anthracite, the Atlantic Carbon Group, located at 100 Hazelbrook Road here in Hazel Township. You ask why? They're big supporters of local athletics. We do a lot on this show. We're going to be having them down the road here. Quickly tell you about them. Their headquarters are located in the Stockton Mine here in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. They are the leading producer of high-quality anthracite coal. Many of us still have coal burners. I believe personally, with the prices of oil and such and electric, coal can be the way to go. They are known for their anthracite coal with high carbon content, low sulfuric acid, and ash. Their focuses remain on responsible mining and local reclamation, and they are committed to community partnership. Again, they are located at 100 Hazelbrook Road here in Hazel Township. They actually are a member of the historical Northeastern and Pennsylvania Anthracite Coal Group, which is all a part of our mines, big area we live in. We've lived in all our lives here. Most of us, the Stockton Mines, Hazleton Shaft, the Jeansville Quarry, and also Spring Mountain Quarry. So again, big thank you and big supporter of high school, youth, and local athletics. Thanks to our Showtime sponsor, American Anthracite and the Atlantic Carbon Group. Again, quickly, we have just about 2 shows left. That'll be sporadic here once we get into Wyoming Valley Conference playoffs, district, state, so on and so forth. We may go a little longer, again, schedules, but 2 scheduled coming up here starting in the beginning of February. If you are interested in a sponsorship, please feel free to give us a call at 570-778-5942, or you can PM us at our Facebook address at the local sports pod, again, on Facebook. I'm ready to bring in my Funeral Services crossover guests.
That's a great introduction.
And I'm so glad you're awake now. You want to come in and
Well, you're
join
putting
us?
me to sleep. Holy God.
I gotta pay the bills, right? Isn't that what you say every broadcast? You need help, coach?
How's the next Coach Rogers?
It's that way.
Where's
Paul Bo, the
where's
play-by-
Coach at?
We're coach.
There's
Coach.
Coach. Yeah,
Paul
next-
Bo, our play-by-play guy for our Hazleton area school district YouTube channel broadcast for the home games for both boys and girls, basketball, football, baseball, concentrating on basketball now. Also, the sportswriter.com broadcast, joined by lead color analyst on both broadcasts as well. The YouTube channel for the school district, all the home games, all our sportswire.com broadcast. The coach, Rich Salonis, is here as well. Thank you guys. Again, brought to you by Funeral Services Incorporated, a crossover. We're gonna talk with Coach Rogers a little bit. And again, gentlemen, Paul Bo, Coach Rich Salonis, thanks for joining us, guys.
Anytime, buddy.
Paul, I'll start with you as I always do.
Put me on the spot.
One loss with this team. We went to Wildwood. We've been all over between the home games and most of the away games with our Sports Wire broadcast. 16-1, 7-0 in the lead in the conference right now as we speak. Just your thoughts.
I mean, it's a well-rounded team. I don't think there's anyone, and no disrespect to anybody in the Wyoming Valley Conference, that goes 10 or 12 deep like this team does. And I said it the other night in the broadcast, you know, for the people in the community, just to get behind this team, it's a special team. You don't see teams like this that come around. Last year's team was phenomenal. I think this year's team is even better. The competition is very good. We played a lot of good teams. The Red Bank Catholic team, I believe, is still undefeated.
13-1.
They lost one game. They play a national schedule.
That is
Yeah.
the Lady Cougars.
They
won
lost the
last,
team
of
from
course.
Long Island.
Yeah, and the Vikings are a team from Long Island.
They're actually, they're ranked, I think, right now, 10th in the country.
Yeah.
Red Bank Catholic team.
And they have,
And by the way, not to cut you off, I apologize. I am ninth in the state, this team.
Yeah, as of now, yep.
Yep. Not trying to pump too much.
Yeah.
yeah, I just
I'd throw
feel,
that in.
I believe that this team is I mean, they are so deep. You know, I think you guys, when I say all the time, you guys do a line change. You know, the 5 next girls that come in and there's not much of a drop off. And I don't think there's any team, Wyoming Valley Conference, or you're gonna talk about, you know, District 11, anywhere that has as many talented girls. I mean, there's girls, your 10th, 11th, and 12th girl off the bench is a starter on those teams.
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know, people don't realize how good this team is. And you guys brought it up from the junior high ranks, you know, and I think that's, you know, I know Rich could speak on
There
this.
is a program.
more. Having a
Absolutely.
program like that, even with football, we talked about, you know, when it's developed from 7th and 8th grade, and you guys, they're implementing your system, you see them pressing down there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In 7th and 8th grade, when they're coming up to the high school level, these girls are ready to step in. And, I mean, that's a credit to you guys and the system you guys implement, even down at that level. Because I think it's paid dividends now, full circle, come around, you know, for these girls that are sophomores, juniors, and even your, you know, a few seniors you guys have.
Coach Solonis, and our lead color analyst on both our broadcasts. Give us your thoughts, sir.
Well, there's not much more to say after hearing Paul say it, but I think that from a coaching standpoint, any program, regardless of the sport, has certain characteristics and certain pillars. And one of those things is a foundation. Certainly Coach Rogers and Coach Gabbio, Coach Shimani, every coach involved in this program has certainly built that. The girls don't just get hatched to learn how to play basketball. And just from a technical standpoint, some of the things that you see, the constants from girls 1 through 5 that start to the girls that come off the bench to the JV players, there's just certain fundamental things. Number one, they're very unselfish. You heard the girls talk tonight. We interview the girls after games, and it's always about other people. It's never an I. It's a
You can
we.
specifically ask them about themselves, and they always refer to his team.
It's a we.
Always.
It's a team. Work ethic is another one. They're constantly hustling. It doesn't matter whether they're up 20 or down 20, and that's playing to a standard. So you really don't play against your opponent necessarily. You're playing against yourself and the standard that's been set within the program. And that's why you very rarely see this team go through peaks and valleys so much. They're usually very consistent, at least in the time that I've been here covering them. And that's because they have a standard set. You heard the girls talking a little bit earlier tonight about some of the things they do in practice to make each other better. So I could talk Coach Speak on and on for another 45 minutes about that, but they've been
37 years, 30, 38?
34.
34.
and a
I
half.
gave you more. I'm
And-
sorry.
Don't make him older than he is.
and Aiden College.
Yeah, right.
70
Well, you had your two state championship runs at South Williamsport, right?
Yep.
And then you continued on at Lycoming
Mhm.
for how many years as an
I
assistant?
think
right?
7 was there total.
Head coach in South Williamsport in that time.
So, but about it, about the girls here in the program here is what this is about. It's such a breath of fresh air. And we talked the other night, we're so spoiled. We're spoiled
We are.
when we do some other girls' games, not because, again, we're not downplaying any of the other teams, but it's just
Nice day.
it's a different level and a different standard here. And that's a credit to the coaches first and foremost, and the young ladies who have bought into it.
You know, and you talked about the unselfishness on the team. The other night, a play comes to my mind, and Juliana was in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, she plays a few
Buckets.
minutes here and there.
Yeah.
You know, Gab's always told her to
I know what, I know. the
She
exact
stole the
play.
ball at half court, and she had a layup.
Yep.
And I think she passed it up to
Molly.
Molly for the layup. And we said that on the broadcast. I mean, she doesn't get a chance to score very often. I mean, she's a role player, very good player. you know, next year, I'm sure she'll be a very predominant part of it, but she plays her role. She's a role player, and she could have had a layup and scored, and she gave the ball up to Molly.
And that was in the paint.
totally
Yeah.
In the
unselfish.
paint. I mean,
She
she
could have
was-
laid there,
yeah.
there was nobody there. And that's the stuff that I think that, you know, we see broadcasting the game that maybe, you know, the public might not see, but it's the unselfishness and it's the teamwork that I think makes, and you guys, they all seem to get along with each other.
Yeah.
And that's rare, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, obviously, there's been a lot of time and effort
Sure.
that's really been put into that over the years. And, you know, Coach Alyssa would agree with that. I mean, we do a lot of things in the off season with these girls and not only basketball things, right? So we try to do things to promote that, teaminess, if you will. And Gab refers to it as teaminess, but that's what it is. And, you know, that's been, you know, there's been a lot of effort that's been really put into that because I think we're all strong believers in that you got to want to play for the girl next to you or the girl next to you in order to really go to the next level. If you're not friends with that girl or you don't like that girl, so why am I going to dive on the floor for the ball there, right? And I'm playing for myself. But thank God we don't have that here, and we've really worked hard not to have that here. So I would agree with you. The unselfishness of this team is really, really special.
And that's something that we've seen over the years. Rich and I have been doing this. I mean, I've been doing it for 7 years, 7 or 8 years, and just some of the different teams we covered. And there was just a little, you know what I mean? You could tell somebody wasn't getting the ball. Attention, you cut it with a knife. I mean, like, there'd be 1,000-point scorer and they're not giving them the ball the second half.
Yeah.
We've seen it. And it's, you know, it's, you know, very noticeable. You don't see it here. Like, you really don't,
Yeah.
you know?
And just the little things, again, that John Q. Public may not pick up on, but they're big things. You know, teammate gets knocked down, there's 2 or 3 of them right there to help them up. If one of them's injured, they get helped up. And believe me, we've seen teams this year where girls have been, and boys have been injured. Their teammates come over to help them up. They're swatting their hands away. They're pushing them away. And there's no nonsense. There's no talking on the court. There's no behavior that would not preclude anything except for class. And that's how I would characterize this program. It's a first class program.
I wanted to ask Gab if he would have been here tonight. I wanted to ask him, how many technicals does Gab ever have in his career?
You know what the answer
I'm
is?
gonna say 0.
It's 0.
I never ever saw him.
He takes great pride in that.
He can be very animated.
Yeah. Like, it could be
So
he could be very animated.
you can see Coach Alyssa Shimani's face right now.
And obviously, you know, Alyssa played for Gab, but Gab is very, very animated and he gets riled up, right? But it's only because he wants everybody to pay attention to details because he's not only coaching for this game that we're in, but he's coaching for the next game. And we say it every day of practice and you know, you got to pay attention to details because there's going to be a time that you need to rely on that specific play, or if you're not in the right position, you get away with it in a lot of games because you're just more talented than they are. But there's going to be a time that you need that. But to answer your question,
0.
it's 0.
I remember him in Harmon how he was too, and
Yeah.
he never ever got it to the referees ever.
And he takes great pride in that.
That's rare. I mean, he works them. He
Yeah,
works
oh,
them. He's not, he
absolutely.
knows all of them. You know what I mean? He knows them, but he never really gets upset. You know, I've seen him get upset, but never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I tell Mariah all the time. I said, "Gab didn't yank it all this year." She goes, "Nope," because I were talking about the time up the arena last year. Or no, it was a Wilkes-Barre. It was the Redeemer game,
Okay.
and Mariah, she made it. He just pointed her
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
And she kind of gave a smile, you know what I mean? But I always tease her about that.
Yeah.
So, but
Absolutely, but it's all good, you know, and the girls know that. You know, we tell them all the time, like, we'll get on them. Yesterday's practice, we were scrimmaging, you know, 5-on-5, and then we were running subs in, and it was pretty intense, and it's supposed to be that way because we feel if we really practice and scrim hard against each other, the game should come easy. But, you know, we get on them. And then afterwards, we always say, girls, don't take it personal. You know, we're trying to make you better, and we're trying to make the first unit better, or whomever's in there at that particular time better. So don't take it personal. We're just trying to get the most out of you. This team's been very good at recognizing that. And, you know, some girls might react differently to that type of coaching, but this group of girls, 17 girls, have reacted really well to that.
And I think another big thing too, that a lot of people don't see that I've noticed, and this has been since I've been doing the games here. You and Gav, pay attention to the JV game.
Oh,
I mean, you guys, you're in the bleachers and you're watching,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Everything that's going on, or you're telling Alyssa something.
We didn't
You know,
bring Alyssa up to
Yeah,
that point
yeah.
because Alyssa is actually the JV coach. this
Right,
year.
yeah, but I mean, you guys are paying, a lot of schools we go to, the head coaches aren't even out there.
Yeah.
They're not even out there watching JV.
Some of them don't come till about 6 or 7
Yeah.
minutes
Yeah,
till before the varsity game starts.
Well, case in point, the Emmaus game, which we happen to be sitting right
Yeah.
by you.
Yeah.
And Coach Samani was not particularly pleased with the 5-0 start that the Lady
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Hornets jumped out on.
Quick
and I
timeout.
stand correct, 34-5 later.
Run, yeah.
After the timeout,
Yeah.
that got corrected, but there was no panic, no anything. And again, it's that foundation. These girls just don't appear out of nowhere, knowing how to play basketball. Somebody's got to teach them. And it's obvious that that's been done here.
Well, absolutely. And just speaking to that. So what's nice about our JV program is they practice. All 17 girls practice together every day. And they're learning the same thing. So they're learning the same press. They're learning the same offenses and defenses. So it's good to see, you know, I take particular interest in what the team's doing well as a unit. And obviously Alyssa's doing a very, very good job with running our JV team right now, getting girls in, getting girls out, and developing girls. But it's nice to see when a girl's doing what we're telling them in practice. You know, I'll use an example. You know, Ali Santiago. I thought, you know, in the last couple games on the JV, she's really been pressing and working the 4 and the 5 really well to how we instruct, and she made great strides. And I actually mentioned that to her the other night in the varsity game. I said, you keep pressing like that, you're going to see some time. And we say it all the time too, is the way we play, you know, it's not all about talent either. It's about heart, hustle, and effort. And our girls, for the most part, have all bought into that and really bring it, you know, each and every practice and each and every game. So it's really been good to see.
Production over potential.
Yeah,
Every day of the
absolutely.
week.
Yeah.
And that production isn't necessarily in the box score, as you just said.
That's a great point.
There's our coach Richard Lonis bringing this part of the segment to a very statemental type end. I guess that's a word. I don't know. You were a teacher, Coach Rich, so you and me know. All right, guys. We reviewed. We kind of reset it a little. So let's quickly take a look at what's to come for these Lady Cougars, which is not much more till the road is coming to an end and we head into the postseason. Back at it again tomorrow night, right? We'll be up at Pittston. We'll talk a little bit more about the broadcast. Coach Rogers, we talked about Pittston, the game that was played here back last month. Your thoughts on where that one might be headed?
Yeah, so Pitston's a very good team. I think they just lost to, I think it was Dallas by like 12 points or something like that. They're very well coached. So you know, we're prepared. We've had a good couple days of practice preparing for Pittston. But we expect when we go up there, they always play us very tough up there. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, they I think it was a freshman game or the JV game. They took us right to the end. So and this is the same group now 2 years later up there. They have very good balance. They have like 4 or 5 girls averaging 9 to 10 points. So there's not like a standout star. They're very balanced and they're good shooters and they're dangerous. So if they get hot, they could shoot the ball. So we're expecting a very good game from them tomorrow.
And one thing about up in Pittston there,
Peanut gallery?
you're also the crowd is very close there, like Wilkesburg. I mean, the bleachers are right on the court. So when we were up there for the boys
Did the
game,
boys game and it
the
was
crowd really got into it and, you know, it kept them in the game. I mean, the home crowd is a huge thing up there. And like you said, if they get hot, they get streaky,
Yeah.
you know, it could be, you know, it could be a very close game. I think Pittston's very balanced. As you said, they're very well coached. Coach Gregory, very good coach. I think they miss what's their name tremendously, Ronaldo.
No,
Yeah, and I mean, Danielle, she was the player of the year or whatever. I mean, fantastic
Very good,
point guard. But I mean, they have a solid team. And like I said, they only lost to Dallas, I think, by 10 or 12 points the other night. So, any given night and up and down, Pittsburgh's always a tough place to play. Like I said, I think it's just the way that the crowd is kind of like Wilkes-Barre, right on the court.
Rich, we gather all our stats first, put everything together pregame, all our highlight players of the game, spotlight players of the game. Your thoughts on this Pittsburgh game coming up tomorrow night?
Well, again, I don't look so much at the opponent, so I'm going to go a little bit of a different avenue. Here's what I'll guarantee you. I'll guarantee you Hazelton will get off the bus. They will play their tails off for full quarters, 10, 11 deep, and then they'll let the chips fall where they may. And when that happens every night and you're that consistent and you have this type of talent and coaching, I like the Cougars tomorrow night.
Coach, we move on then 4 days off. Maybe stay home a little bit, maybe throw a practice in there or two. But again, the Lady Comets of Crestwood come rolling into the U next Monday night for a big Wyoming Valley Conference matchup.
Yeah, so that's going to be a really good matchup. One of our tougher league games of the year. We're fortunate to have them home on Monday, so we're looking to have a good crowd there. Anyone in the community wants to come out and see a really good basketball game. As a matter of fact, I thought Crestwood did a phenomenal job in promoting their game when we played them up at Crestwood. So let's return to
Not to
favor.
mention that atmosphere and that sweat box.
Yeah,
I did see the email.
yeah.
It took me a day and a half to unfold.
Yeah.
Everybody packed in on me.
They had a great crowd.
Great
atmosphere. Great
They
atmosphere.
were, it was hype.
And as you said, Danny, I mean, that was a playoff atmosphere, and the girls did not buckle. Again, they did a couple of things. Like I said in the first half, Hazelton played a far from perfect game, and you guys were up 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you held, it was Gallagher at 4 points, and she had a buzzer beater at half. And I mean, she finished with 20, but that was the most quiet 20 I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You guys were in control, I thought, the whole game. They made their little run like they did last year up at in the Wyoming Valley Conference game. But I mean, I think you guys jumped them, and they're tough. They have a really nice team.
Yeah, they do. They do. We have, obviously, again, to the community, we have a beautiful gym over here and beautiful facilities and, two really good girls basketball programs.
The attendance has been fantastic.
Come out.
This is a big one. This is a big
We're
one.
also working with our athletic department to try to recognize some of our middle school girls basketball teams on that evening. So hopefully we could kind of get that in place, that we have some of the younger girls coming out to support the varsity and JV and freshman Lady Cougar teams.
Awesome. So big in next Monday. Note that on the blotter, note that on the phone calendar. Put it on the sticky on the refrigerator. Forget about that snow we're supposed to get because it's not coming. So a couple days later, Coach Rogers, it doesn't get any easier, much like it didn't back in December. Dallas Lady Mountaineers come down here.
Yeah. So again, a really tough opponent again. One of the obviously top programs in the Wyoming Valley Conference. When we played them up at Dallas, they didn't have one of their better players playing, Odessa, which is a sophomore, tall. So
She actually was seen coaching me mention. I feel like we're on the broadcast now. They were giving her treatment on the bench, right?
yeah,
We found out just before the game she wasn't going to play, so
I believe she is back, though.
Yeah.
she is back.
Yeah.
She has played since.
but my point is that we're looking forward to
Right.
to playing Crestwood at Dallas at full staff.
Yeah.
And
Davino's worried about that game.
Yeah.
Actually, he told me, he keeps telling me Odessa's back.
yeah,
I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough
No,
game.
it definitely-
They're very-
Another one we're going to need the support as well. too.
yeah, of our community. So come out and enjoy the facilities, and again, two really good girls basketball
And,
programs.
Molly Walsh on that team. I mean, she's one
My
of
first
favorite-
opportunity.
She's one of my
to see her
favorite players
play,
in
and
the Wild
very
Wings. She's
impressed.
been playing forever, but I'll tell you what, she is tough. She's hard nosed,
Physical.
physical, and she can play any position. She
Yeah.
could drive to the basket.
Yeah, nice player.
Yeah, she is very tough. And coming back from that ACL injury,
Yeah.
Maddie Flanagan, Sportswire, he helped with he trained her with the rehab with her knee.
Yeah.
So, I know you saw pictures with her and stuff like that, so, but just a fantastic player.
Absolutely.
And then we finally come to senior night, coach, February 2nd, as we roll away the numbers of January and the first month of the new year in 2026. Berwick comes to town as we are senior lady Cougars.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Berwick, again, well coached, by Mr. Phillips over there, Bill Phillips, and, he has really good guard play. He has some young guards over there that are very good and again, dangerous. So when we played them last week, our defensive effort was very good and we kind of contained them. But again, they could go off a little bit. So we'll recognize that and make sure that we recognize where they are on the court and try to get the victory. But recognizing our seniors, naturally now we have four, special seniors, on the team.
Two of them are here
Two of
tonight.
you met tonight, Miranda, which has been, in the program since her freshman year and just quality person, on the court, in the classroom, doing a good job. Does all the little things. Kayla Lagoe, really, really good multi-sport athlete between softball and basketball, and really took a leadership role on this team and doing a really good job. Our best defender. You have Addison Fritz that transferred here from Marion. Said all the right things. Said all the right things when she came here. And been a really good practice player. And thank God, the IAA saw it the way we saw it in terms of approving her and allowing her to play her senior year, which I think is really important. Again, it's about the kids contributing, here and there for the team and just good things. And then finally, Alexis Ryan. Alexis has been a 4-year starter for us. Really has played every position for us, from point guard as a freshman when Lacey Tringy went down to now playing a 4, underneath the basket and has to rebound and do things underneath. Great kid, doesn't say anything about, I'm a true guard or I'm a true this. No, she does what the team asks her to do. And it was really nice to see her get recognized for the 1,000 point this year. And again, we'll recognize all 4 of those special seniors next week.
Big nights coming up here over at the Human McGeehan Gymnasium right across the street. As you can see, we're in the principal's office tonight. Obviously, the
Familiar
two
spot.
usual suspects are pretty familiar with that. He was an educator too, and I'm
I
sure
was
you
in
spent.
Mr. Roman's office at Hayes Elementary.
I already spent a lot of time.
I went to Haiti 2 years, and I spent 2 good times in this office when Mr. Shemansky was principal at that time. Really tall man, really tall.
Yeah,
man.
Harmon too.
Finally, the season finale, coach. Trip to the Den. We all just went up there a couple weeks ago. That is the loudest gymnasium I think I have ever been in the bit of time that I'm doing this. Just hard to hear. I can't even imagine what it's like to have to run an offense or, run a play and follow through on it as the girls travel again on the 4th of February to Wilkes-Barre area.
Yeah, so I really like that gym. I think that's a lot of people, some like it, some don't like that gym. I like that gym. I think it's a good shooter's gym. You got to watch the depth perception and things of that nature. But at the end of the day,
You're surrounded.
Yeah, I really like that gym. I think the girls respond well when we play there. I think we've had some success in that gym. But their fan base will come out. It gets a little rowdy up there.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll welcome that and hopefully, come away with a victory, and that hopefully will prime us for the next step, which will be the WBC playoffs.
Yes,
District playoffs.
We're not going to get into that too deep, but they happen February 11th through the 14th.
Yep.
Championship game actually being played right here in our house.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Little red, little love. Right.
Coach my date again, as always on Valentine's Day.
I'm really upset about that now. Thanks.
Well,
There is always the chance of a third wheel. But you guys have any thoughts on the Wilkes-Barre game? I mean, that's
Well, I mean,
again, there's so we talked about so many
it's a
games
great
here.
place to watch. a game.
Where
It's a great
things
place
can
to call it.
possibly flip over and the Den is scary.
It is. It's a great place, though. I mean, we had a great time calling the game there. It's a great view from upstairs. Every seat's a good seat in the building. I like it a lot too. A lot of people, I've heard people say, I like it. I mean, it kind of
It's
like,
an impressive facility. It's pretty.
it's kind of like a mini March Hall, almost like where you sit around there like that, the circular. Seeing the scoreboards look great. They got 4 scoreboards in the corner.
I've never seen a second level running track in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was just crazy.
but the scoreboards look good. And they update the scoreboards from last year. They look awesome. They have 4 sides on them, and they have a great light show. I know you guys are talking about maybe a light show.
I have many ideas for you on that radio show. Love to get together.
No smoke though, because he'll kill you with the smoke.
No, we won't talk about it. Coach, these last couple of games could be some big ones. Well, they are big, but they're all big. But, you know, between Crestwood coming up next week and that ender at Wilkes-Barre, I mean,
You know, I'll leave you with one more. We used to tell our kids all the time that it's never the last hurdle in the race that knocks you over and that you trip over. It's the one right in front of you. So point being, you don't overlook anybody. You don't take anybody for granted. Wherever you play them, whenever you play them. Again, you're more playing against yourself than you are a record.
What Coach Brogan said last night
Yeah.
in the Wyoming Valley West game at halftime. Mike interviewed him, and he said, "We're sleepwalking." You know what I mean?
no energy.
No energy, and
No
he
energy.
was upset, and he got through to them the second half because they scored 40 some points. I think they gave up 16 in the second half.
You know, when you get into a weekend and then you get into a holiday
Trap games.
and then you get into a 2-hour delay morning after having that long weekend,
Yeah.
it can affect, you know, we got to remember, we're talking about students, we're talking about student athletes, we're talking about kids here.
That's one
So
thing,
it's-
though. I'm sorry, Rich.
Okay, good.
I'm thinking one thing though, the girls I don't think are as guilty of as most teams in the. I haven't really seen them have a trap game that they fell for. You know what I mean? They may be a quarter
Yeah.
here and there, but like they seem to take care of business when they need a game, a get right game, and the game they should win by 40. They usually do win by 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't win by 10 usually. You know what I mean? They usually pour it on if they. You know what I mean? They usually come ready to play, which that's rare too. Again, like Mike said, you're talking about students.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, we talked about the Wildwood trip. I mean, they played a really good game against Padua Academy. You know,
Two very good
took
teams.
the team bonding, you know, in between, and then the team bonding back at the team hotel. Not that we were up till like 1 a.m, but I mean, they were just being kids, and then came back and did what they did against German Academy the next day.
Yeah.
That's the type of team this is.
Good, I'm sorry.
Go, coach.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. You should be used to that. Though.
Now,
Usually Mike cuts me off.
Valentine's Day is coming up, so let's be nice. Behave, you two.
Be dino tails now. Be quiet.
Well, just to piggyback off of that, again, from just from a different perspective, from a coaching perspective, it's no mystery why the girls are taking care of business and not getting out of a game where Coach Gabs and Coach Dan are going, oh my gosh, we escaped it. It's because they respect everybody they play. They go in with that standard. I know I've mentioned it a couple times tonight, but they're playing to their standard. They dictate the pace to the other teams most of the time. So that's why, Paul, since I've met everybody here and been doing this with you, you've never lost a game, coach, that you should have.
Right.
And that's the hallmark
Yeah.
of a great team. Like, did that come out right? Did I say it the right way?
Great program.
You've
We
never,
didn't lose a game that we should have.
Right,
there you go.
so, and you've won games that you shouldn't have.
Right.
And that's always the hallmark of a great program. And that's, I'm confident the girls, if the girls are going to lose, you can bet it's going to be because somebody's better.
Right.
And there's never, ever any shame in that. Shame is if you don't give your best effort. Sometimes you have bad nights, but that doesn't equate to effort.
You know, we talked about this.
I'm rambling too much.
No, we talked about this the other night, and then I'm going to bring up what you said because if you don't mind, it's very true. I think, you know, Danny, you brought up that the team lost to Perkiomen Valley, who won the state championship. They lost to Cardinal O'Hara, who won the state championship. Like you said, those teams we had a bad quarter.
Right.
Second quarter was a bad quarter in the O'Hara game. Perk, same thing.
Yeah.
Came back. The game was only a 10-point or 12-point game they lost to them. And like you said, these Philadelphia teams, they didn't have a bad game yet. What if
Right.
they do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's very true what you said because Perkiomen played a perfect game just about, and so did O'Hara. that night. And we, you know, had a bad quarter here and there, and against a team like that, it's gonna usually do you in.
Yeah.
But what if one of those Philadelphia teams have a bad quarter or a bad game? Like I said, they're students, they can come, make it happen.
Yeah, oh, no, there's no doubt. And just to piggyback on that is, you know, we're talking to a coach that's made a couple state runs the last couple of years, and you know, you say, you know, you have a really good team and could go, you know, make a run. This was last year, and he said, you just got to watch, because all you have to do is have one bad hour. And the reality of it is that all you really have to have is one bad quarter,
Yes.
or an 8-minute stretch, you know, and we saw that now in that Perkiola game last year. You take that second quarter away, and I know, you know, when you're analyzing things, anybody could say, well, you take that stretch away and you're right there. But realistically speaking, if you look at the statistics of that game, you take that second quarter away, or even play them even in that second quarter. You know, we really played them even between the first, third, and fourth quarter. So we're right there. But you know, again, we're continue to practice and improve and prepare ourselves, upgrade our schedule to be able to respond in a different way compared to how we responded the last 2 years. So that's what the goal is. And hopefully, you know, from a coaching staff with Coach Gav and myself and Melissa, hopefully we're putting the girls in that position to succeed.
I think you put them in a great spot just by beefing your schedule up to non-conference games. Like, you know,
This is the guy that helped with that.
Yeah.
That only, I mean,
You were the
that only
booker.
helps. So did 13 other teams lose to them.
Yeah.
Played them tough, had a bad quarter, you know, to start the game. You know, wasn't the greatest quarter. They have a Division I girl that's going to Indiana, not Indiana, Pennsylvania, Indiana University. And I asked Gav,
One going to Bucknell, one going to Rhode Island or New Hampshire. I mean, they were loaded. Yeah.
And I said to Gav, because we didn't see that game, Mike. We had wrestling that night.
Right.
We were at wrestling, and I said to Gav, "How was the Division I girl from Indiana? Was she as good as advertised?" And he said, "Better." You know, he said she was, and she's tall, and she did everything. And he said, "Kayla did a great job guarding her."
Yeah.
You know, it's just that, you know, you run into some of those buzzsaws, but beefing up that schedule, I think, only helps. I mean, it puts the girls, like you said, in a great position to win.
Yeah.
You know,
And with that, we'll put it to bed as we've traveled the road that the girls traveled all the way up until the present. We looked ahead a little bit. I think it was a good show all in all. Quickly want to thank our sponsors again. Our season sponsors, Al Marchetti Plumbing and Heating here in Hazelton, Sacco Chiropractic here in Hazelton, Barbush Automotive, BLB Auto Sales, our Coach Gav's Unsung Heroes of the episode sponsor, our crossover sponsor, allows to bring in good friends like Paul and Rich here from courtesy of Farrell's Funeral Services Incorporated, and of course our special showtime sponsor for this episode, American Anthracite, the Atlantic Carbon Group, located over in Harley in Hazel Township. I want to thank you, Coach Rogers. I want to thank Coach Shamani, who's in the background. She disappeared. Coach Gav, unfortunately, who couldn't join us tonight. The district, the fine folks, Principal Jason Lagoe, allowing us to use the facilities this evening due to other events, wrestling match going on over at the Human McGeehan Gymnasium. Again, Alyssa, I can't thank enough. Obviously, our JV coach filling in this year with Lauren and the baby. I can never remember Lauren's married name. Lauren Seaman, who just had a baby. She's a longtime assistant coach, but Alyssa, who had freshman duties, now stepped into the role of JVs, and of course, is just the do-all for this program. Is probably sick of me at this point, but we have a little bit more ways to go. So I can't thank her enough. Our guest, part of the Farrell Funeral Services Incorporated crossover, my colleagues, my friends, my enemies. I don't know. There's a lot of other names we could use.
we'll be in the Bowmobile tomorrow.
But we will be heading up to Piston tomorrow with our next broadcast.
Dinosaurs in tow.
Sportswire.com. You can catch the broadcast. Sportswire.com, sportswire.mixler.com, right, Paul?
Yep.
I got that right. Paul Bowe on the play-by-play. Rich Lonis, the coach.
And BP.
our lead color analyst, our engineer, our do-all for the broadcast. He cuts our commercials. He does a little bit of everything. He's also one of our color analysts, BP Burke, at his home in Pottsville this evening, where I'm sure it's a lot warmer than
He
we've
was
experienced.
watching because he texted me and he said, "Does Mike have a Santa Claus hat?"
Oh,
And I said, "I thought he did too."
yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good. And of course, some other guy on sideline interviews, trivia, and we'll see,
T-Rex trivia.
we'll
That
see what
was a
happens.
Good one last night.
Pregame at 7 o'clock. All right, guys.
7:15.
Tip off 7:15. We'll do it for you live again on sportswire.com. That's our Lady Cougars at Pittston area. As always, again, without you getting in on Facebook, getting in on YouTube, getting in on the Instagram, we couldn't do it without you. There's a lot of support here. Our followers have grown so much since football season. And it's not just basketball fans. It's a little bit of everybody. And again, we thank you. If you don't catch us live and you catch us on the social feeds, just as good. Always, as they say, please remember to view. Please remember to follow. Please remember to like. Please remember to share and comment. Our Facebook, again, at the Local Sports Pod. Our YouTube address, the Local Sports Pod. And of course, highlights and much, much more, always on our Instagram, instagram.com, all lowercase, the Local Sports Pod. I guess that's going to wrap it up here from the Hallowed Halls and the principal's office of Maple Manor. And again, we thank them for this evening's broadcast and giving us the space. Mike Sosar signing off. Big thank you again to Coach Rogers, our best to Coach Gavio, Coach Manny, Paul Bull. Rich Zalonis, the coach, my producer, Kelly K. Mike Sosar signing out. Let's go Cougars.